Yes. I'm nervous, like you was. First of all, I wanted to thank you. You have been a source of inspiration for me because of your art, your character, your creativity. So thank you for inspiring me for over 30 years. I'm originally from Iran. I wanted to let you know that you have a huge fan base in Iran. I wish you can play there someday. You would fill out the stadium. And right now there are protests going on in Iran. People are fighting for their basic rights, for their freedom of speech. If you could ever give a shout out to your fans in Iran, that would be awesome. It would mean the world to them. But my question is that I hear a lot of Persian melodies from Persian classical music in your music. I just want to know if that's something that you've explored, or is it just a similarity between like Phrygian modes and similar modes that we have in Persian music, which we call dasko and radif?
Right, yeah. Well, I've always been interested in music that was coming from somewhere else than Long Island, where I grew up. The street where I grew up was pretty diverse, and so all the kids had parents that came from somewhere else, and so every time we were hanging out at somebody else's house, we'd hear music from their parents playing, and it was always way different from what our parents were playing. So they came over to my house and they heard opera, they'd be going, what the hell is that, and so on and so forth. So it always intrigued me from a musical sense how just moving a couple of notes really made people feel so different. Once I started taking music theory classes in high school, the teacher, Bill Westcott, really focused on ear training and then understanding that that as we become better at judging the distances between notes, we learn their effect on people. And so if you're writing for a music score or for a theatrical thing or a particular piece of program music, you need to get a hold of that. And that's part of a musician's tool set, is to understand how notes and chords really affect the audience. Make them feel at ease, make them nervous, make them anticipate something, make them feel satisfied, leave them with a question mark, and as simple as what's happy, what's sad, and all the in-betweens. And so when you open your mind to that, you say, well, what is it like in Iran? What do they use when they're happy and sad? That might be just the opposite to us. All around the world, dissonance has a whole different criteria. Western music in Europe, they tried to get rid of it. The Catholic Church tried to, ban dissonance, and that's crazy. And not too far away, people are using it as a celebratory interval. So even just from an intellectual point of view, I was fascinated with that. So I started listening to as much music from around the world, and I thought, well, now that I experience it and I want to express something, I have all these examples that I can draw from to try to get a broader experience out of rock. And I think rock music, one of its charms is that it's very accepting of everything from anywhere. As long as you give it the right attitude, your audience will say, oh, that's really cool. That I'll take that in and see, how it makes me rock. That's not very many styles of music allow you to do that. I'm still fascinated with it. I'm still playing with it all the time. Especially on the new album, there's lots of stuff in there that you can tell it's a Westerner listening to music from around the world. So maybe someday I'll get to Tehran.
I hope so. I hope so. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Yeah.
So this tradition, I was very, very young when my oldest